Welcome back to Mr. Stanish's studio. Today we are going to be learning and how to draw the ear. Let's first talk about how not to draw the ear. I just want to bring up some of these key points that when you first start to draw the ear, this is not how you want it to look. First thing is that you don't want to draw too hard and heavy on your paper. You do not want to have these dark outlines. The other point is how I'm coloring this in. You do not want to color it in. You want to make sure that you're going to show value and value contrast on the ear to make it look as realistic as you can. Now this ear looks a little bit more of a cartoon. We want to make an ear that's going to be more realistic. Now at the beginning, yes, it may kind of look like this, but this is why we practice. So you do not want your ear to look like this. So let's go ahead and learn how to draw the ear correctly. Let's talk about some key points. First, basic shape of the ear is like half of a heart. You need to pay close attention to subtle curves and subtle angles. Highlights are left as white as the paper. Darken value at the end to create stronger contrast, and last, variety of lines are important. So let's talk about the drawing of the ear. The drawing of the ear can be very complicated because all of the different types of value and form that is placed on there to make it look as realistic as you can. There are a lot of different ripples and folds of flesh that you need to show. So as right here you can see, it kind of looks like half of the heart. But now I'm going to go ahead and draw these lines. Now unlike the ear that I had shown you previously, I'm drawing a little bit lighter, but I am drawing this as a contour line drawing first. You want to draw the ear as a contour line drawing because you need to see the irregular lines, subtle changes of the angles, and curves before you add any shading. As you're drawing the contour of the ear, you need to organize its irregular shape into some basic forms that are easier to outline. You can use then this linear framework to gradually build up its complex form with tone. So now that I have my ear drawn as a contour line drawing, I will then proceed to working adding my value. Alright, now let's go ahead and add some basic tones of the ear. Simplify the tonal structure of the ear into three areas. Areas that are most light, leave these unshaded. Areas that are mostly dark, shade with a mid-tone. And areas that are extremely dark, shade these with a dark tone. Let's not forget how to hold your pencil correctly. You do not want to hold your pencil as if you are writing. You hold the pencil in the middle so you are able to use the side and tip of the lead. I'm able to create a gradual change of value easier when I'm holding my pencil correctly. Notice in how I pull my value from the lines. I'm gradually going from dark to light. This technique will create more form to the ear. The ear will not look as outlined. Another technique I'm using is how value will follow the form of that particular part of the ear I am shading. Instead of creating it flat, I round my value to create more form. It will help make it more three-dimensional. My last technique I want to point out that is also very important is my pressure. You must learn how and when to create different pressure. As of right now, my darker value, I'm using a medium pressure, and I'm slightly lighting up the pressure when I am proceeding into the lighter areas. Step 3. The final tones of the ear. Look deeply into each area of tone and try to pick up the subtle variations that lie within. You have to darken some of the light areas and lighten some of the dark areas to achieve a balance of tone. Tonal drawing is simply a balancing act between the element of value, lightness and darkness. As I'm finishing with my final details, I'm adding darker tones with heavier pressure to create a stronger contrast to the highlighted areas. I'm also going to clean my lines to make them more sharp. Last, using a blending stump. This is optional. Like any tool, you must learn how to use it correctly. If you do not, it can make your drawing very smudgy and dirty. When using the stump, take in mind everything you have already learned. Use the correct pressure when blending, follow the form of the area you are blending, create value going from dark to light. After I use the stump, I will come back in the drawing with my pencil to sharpen areas. Let's review. Shape of ear is basically half a heart. Look for subtle different angles and curves. Leave highlights as white as the paper. Variety of lines. Show value going from dark to light. Pressure. And then your last stage, darken areas to bring out the highlights. Now it's your turn to practice. Use the following images to draw the ear, or use Google to find a picture. Here are the examples that I have that are also found in your Drawing Eyes and Ear PowerPoint that I have shared with you in Google Classroom. The more you draw, the better you will get. So try to draw all three. Thank you again for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care and stay healthy.